Hi! We're going to start this video by resetting our mind. That's because many people write to me telling me, Myla, I'm afraid to speak Spanish. So if you're into this group of people, this video is for you. Today, I will teach you how to lose the fear of speaking Spanish. Stay with me. Before starting today's topic, I want to talk about Spanish tornado, the #1 course to learn to write, read, and speak Spanish, because no matter how much you know in grammar, will help you prepare mentally with the correct techniques so that learning Spanish can be something very simple. So if you really want to know more about the Spanish language, click on the description link and start the classes from home with the Spanish Tornado. Also, download our free ebook of The Secret of Spanish Learning Skills. The link will be below in the description. Now let's start. Many people write to me every day saying, I want to learn to speak Spanish, but it scares me. It gives me panic. Has it ever happened to you? Well, if this is your case, then don't worry. You can lose the fear of speaking Spanish. I will give you some tips. The first tip is identify the cause of the problem. You should know why you're so afraid of speaking Spanish. Maybe you're afraid to speak in public. If this is your case, there are hundreds of techniques that can help you. For example, in a Spanish Tornado course, we give you free the most valuable PDF of 101 techniques to speak in public. The link in the description of the video. Among the techniques to mention, the first one is rehearse before speaking. Who better than you to understand, practice the speaking Spanish with yourself in front of the mirror. Breathe deeply. Since you breathe, you keep your brain oxygenated, so it thinks more and doesn't block. Now let's focus on Spanish. What gives us the most terror is the lack of vocabulary. For example, if I tell you, Hola, mi nombre es Mila. You know that I say, hello, my name is Myla. And soy maestra de español. I'm a Spanish teacher. Surely you are very happy because you understood what I told you. But if I tell you, Hola, mi nombre es Mila y soy maestra de español. Estoy muy ansiosa de estar con ustedes. You can understand that I say, hello, my name is Myla and I'm your Spanish teacher, but I'm very eager to be with you. Ah, surely you got confused because you don't know what ansiosa means. In English, means eager. So you get nervous when you don't understand that word. If you had known the word for sure, you would not have panicked, right? Well, but as you don't know it, you block yourself and fear enters you. This should not be. So it should not scare you. Don't be afraid if you don't know a word. All you need is to expand your vocabulary. As you hear it, expand your goals and start reading at least one book in Spanish. What do you think if you also learn 5 words in Spanish every day? I don't think that is hard to learn 5 words a day, right? The second tip would be the pronunciation. It scares you to pronounce a word, right? Why are you afraid? Perhaps you're not learning. Perhaps you haven't heard a Latin American person learning your language. And how do they do it? Do they do it right? How about the Mexicans or those of the Dominican Republic? They learn English and they don't speak it perfectly. They have a very marked accent, more or less like this. I want to know about your country, right? So why do you care so much about saying the Spanish perfect? That doesn't matter to them. If you know some Latino who's learning English or the language of your country, let me know in the comments of what do you think about it. Of course, learning a good pronunciation is important, but isn't the most important thing. So if you pronounce it wrong, don't complicate it. Remember this and keep in mind that you're learning. The third step is the grammar. Many people go into public only to think the laws and the rules of a language, so they go crazy only to hear the word grammar. Drives them mad to have to place a verb where it will not confuse the articles, etc. But come on, this doesn't have to be cause of despair, because this can only be improved with practice. The only thing that can cure your grammar is to practice very much and read a lot to enrich yourself with your vocabulary. Remember that you're going to speak in front of people. If you're wrong, you can say, "Oh, lo siento, eso no es correcto, déjame empezar de nuevo." Now, how can we overcome those fears and frustrations? What do you think if we start with the small steps first? Make small goals every day regarding your learning. Think that you will learn to speak Spanish from one day to the next. Do it with the small steps. Take it easy with the things. Don't get frustrated. Isn't worth it. If someone approaches you to speak with you, you can say, "Lo siento, estoy aprendiendo español y mi español aún no es muy bueno." So the other person will automatically understand and start talking slowly and understandably. It also happens that suddenly you're speaking in Spanish and you block. Your mind goes blank. What you can do is tell the person you're talking to, "Disculpe, olvidé lo que decía. Empezaré de nuevo. ¿Le parece bien?" The other thing is, don't memorize what you're going to say in a conversation, because if you forgot a word, you will forget the rest. So I recommend that you say what you have to say with the vocabulary you have, whether is it too much or too little. Don't translate literally, because Spanish is sometimes very different from English, and you may be used to say things in English that it doesn't make sense in your translation into Spanish. There are words that work and others that don't. Don't compare yourself with anyone. If your partner next door knows how to speak Spanish, well, very well and good for him. But you go at your own pace, so you should be proud of how far you come. Remember that you started from zero. Practice in your home aloud. For example, if you have to go out to visit a friend or go shopping, try saying it aloud in Spanish. Try to use your hands in a way you will have a verbal and non-verbal communication. Making mistakes is human, and it's okay. No matter you're learning, you're a winner. Start speaking Spanish with everyone. Notice that Thomas Edison, the same one who invented the bulb, failed hundreds of times before he could create the light bulb. The important thing is not to stop trying and keep practicing. An extra advice: keep away from the negative persons that don't contribute anything to your learning, that, on the contrary, just try to make you feel bad for what you're doing. You saw how easy it is to speak Spanish and kill those horrible and senseless fears. Now, you just have to practice much more. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, give it a like and share it with your friends to help them with their learning too. Before leaving, I want to remind you that if you're starting to learn to speak Spanish, in the description of this video, I leave you the link of the #1 course to learn Spanish. It's the most complete course for beginners. Finally, you can learn to speak Spanish quickly and easy, without complication. Dare to know more by clicking below on the description link. I appreciate you very much and see you later. Bye!